It has to do with the murder outside the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. It was back in 2022. Police released images of the gunman who shot and killed Stephon Mack. Prosecutors say Mack was gunned down outside the Youth Peace Center. The FBI linked the two men charged with Mack's murder to DURK, they say, using text and confidential informants. The feds believe this murder was revenge for the death of Lil DURK's
brother. Here's where things get dicey, boys. Montgomery and Powell have been... My cat is sitting on 1922. Montgomery was arrested by Illinois State Police after fleeing from a stolen vehicle. The phone he had on him revealed the device used cell phone number and was activated after the killing. They discovered a series of texts. Oh no, man. Here we go. Between Montgomery and Powell, the two shooters, boys. So this is like 2 weeks after the murder. From Powell to Montgomery. What's up with OTF? Montgomery to Powell. Nothing. Powell to Montgomery again. What do you mean they're not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why you with DURK and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did DURK gave you that money? Not a good look. They named DURK after killing someone 2 weeks prior, wondering where the money is. Is that all the evidence they have on him? I wonder, they probably have more. This exchange of messages 14 days after Mack was murdered. When the user of Powell phone 2 asked his user of subject phone 2, what's up with OTF? These two were discussing Lil DURK and his affiliates. Well, fucking clearly. Lil DURK's record label is OTF. Subject phone 2 and Powell exchanged nothing. What do you mean they not paying? Subject phone 2 was indicating they had not been paid when user of subject phone 2 wrote nothing, prompting user of Powell phone 2 to question whether there was an issue with them being paid for Mack's murder. This is just not good for DURK, boys. We wait and he come up here on the 17th. He was indicating that he was waiting for DURK to come into town on February 17th. Pay them for having murdered Mack. Stand on that. Why you with DURK and them? The user of Powell phone 2 was user of subject phone 2 who insists on getting paid when he saw DURK on the 17th. The next day when the user of Powell phone 2 wrote, did DURK gave you that money? Fucking obviously he's confirming if he got the money. Yeah, whatever. Review the Facebook page for user with public display name redacted. I know that Lil DURK was interviewed on blank podcast February 22nd. On February 18th, the user of Facebook page displayed name made the following post claiming to have been in an interview with Lil DURK. Based on my review of the music video, the video appears to have been filmed in Chicago. On May 5th, 2022, a former employee 1 of YPC, was interviewed by law enforcement. Employee 1 said he was present at YPC when Mack was murdered. He recalled 2 participants who were present at YPC, but should not have been there. And what did I say? I knew someone gave someone information that he was there. According to employee 1, the participants, co-conspirator A and B, were former participants at YPC, but were kicked out approximately 6 months before they were too high risk. They were brothers and were members of gang Risky Road. Co-conspirator A leaving in an Uber prior to Mack being murdered, but co-conspirator B was at YPC when Mack was murdered. B left immediately after the shooting, before law enforcement arrived. These are definitely the guys that gave up that boy's location, man. Employee 1 identified B in CPD dash cam footage exiting YPC after law enforcement arrived at the scene. Employee 2 told law enforcement employee 2 drove conspirator B and approximately 3 other YPC participants home after the shooting. Employee 1 stated to law enforcement that he heard that after Mack was murdered, there was anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 being offered for someone to kill Mack. $50,000 to $500,000 being offered to kill him. So that's what they're going to say is how much DURK was willing to pay. So co-conspirator A's phone, subject 4, and co-conspirator B's phone, there were 7 calls and an attempted call between subject 3 and the phone number used by Powell on the day of their murder. And there it is. They were communicating with Powell. That's how they got the location of him. 7 different calls right here before the murder. Montgomery was flexing on Facebook. Picture of him holding up money with Lil DURK's song playing in the background. This is just, it keeps connecting DURK to it, bro. Literally the guy that just murdered someone.
Kdae and Mensa podcast. We check that forecast back like a DoorDash on y'all motherfucking what? I've been gone. I know. I hope I've been on y'all dome, but I've been gone. You know, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. So Lil DURK, man, this ain't looking too good for him. Man, I guess it's the season for stuff like this. You know, we got all this going on, so I guess it's the season for this. You know, we got Yellow Beezy, Big U, and them guys got stuff going on. Lil DURK got stuff going on. That's what it's about, I guess. But how it's coming off is that an OTF member was running their mouth a little too much over these phones, as we can see. You know, even giving off information about him going on. He said in an interview, but it was a podcast with what was it? $1 million worth of game. Yup, that's what it was with. So y'all go back and watch that $1 million worth of game interview and see how cringy it is. It might be to you now. But yeah, you know, dude just mentioned his name. I mean, it was people names brought up. Shoot, I know it was a guy named Murder they brought up. And when I heard that, I initially thought of the other murder. I ain't gonna say too much information about him, but I thought, but it can't be him because he lives where I live now. You know what I'm saying? He live in VA, so no, it ain't bro. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna do too much. You know what I'm saying? Cause but yeah. So it's another, and he's from Risky Road guys. So these Risky Road dudes, man. I kept hearing their name last year, and it never was good. So somebody told me these guys will either kill you, tell on you, then kill you. Something like that, because they telling on themselves. Hey man, say man, this is just, from what I'm hearing, man, dude was in a jail cell. One of the guys, the guy that did the murder, man, he got booked, sent up to the penitentiary. Was in there with a confidential informant who may have been a BD. You know what I'm saying? Because all the information that was being brought out, and telling them all the information about how he walked down on the dude, missed him, then he finally struggled, then looked at him dead in his face and took his life. Yeah, how it's all on video. It happened it happened on school, like a school property, a youth center. Yeah, it's really bad, man. So they need to go ahead and fry these guys. Some cold-hearted people, man. Cold-hearted people, man. I don't want to hear nothing about no black people, white people doing nothing to no black people. Cause look at what you call this. What do you call this? I don't want to hear nothing about no white people did such and such to black people. I swear to God, I don't want to hear it. Cause when I do, I'm gonna bring this up right here. So, Dirt might be over with for Dirt. They got him. It might be over with for him, man. They might actually have him for this murder for hire for the guys that killed his brother, yo. So, it's all alleged though. But y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, yo. And I'm out.